6 months after he cut off his entire family, I showed up pregnant on his doorstep, swearing the baby was his. He took a DNA test and burned every bridge left. I'm going to be honest with you from the start, because there's no point in lying anymore. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because I need to tell someone what I did, and maybe writing it out will help me understand how I became this person. 4 years. That's how long Knox and I were together before I destroyed everything. We met at a friend's birthday party. He was the designated driver, I was the one actually having fun. He was steady, reliable, the kind of guy who texts you when he lands, who remembers your coffee order, who never once made me doubt where I stood. Knox flew commercial airlines, mostly international routes. He'd be gone for days at a time, and honestly, I didn't mind. I'm a wedding photographer, so my schedule's unpredictable anyway. Saturdays were always work days. We made it work. We were good together. Not fireworks, but solid. Comfortable. His family welcomed me like I'd always belonged there. Sunday dinners at his parents' place became routine. His mom would cook, his dad would ask about my latest shoots, and we'd all sit around pretending life was simple. That's where I met Preston, Knox's younger brother. 3 years younger, different in every way that mattered. Where Knox was disciplined and methodical, Preston was spontaneous. A personal trainer with the kind of confidence that comes from knowing people want you. He'd show up to those dinners in gym clothes, always running late, always with some story about a client or a night out. I noticed him. Of course I noticed him. It started innocently enough, or at least, that's what I told myself. A year into my engagement with Knox, Preston and I started texting. Just memes at first. Then jokes about family dinners. Then late night conversations about nothing and everything. I knew what I was doing. Don't let me pretend otherwise. The first kiss happened 8 months ago at a family barbecue. Knox was inside helping his dad with the grill. Preston and I were grabbing drinks from the cooler in the garage. He made some stupid joke, I laughed, and then we weren't laughing anymore. I could have stopped it there. Should have. I didn't. 6 months ago, it became a full affair. Not a drunken mistake. Not a moment of weakness. Planned. Deliberate. I'd check Knox's flight schedule and meet Preston at his apartment. We were both stone cold sober every single time. The thing about affairs is they make you feel alive in a way normal life doesn't. Every text is a risk. Every meeting is stolen time. It's addictive. And I was hooked. Knox never suspected a thing. Why would he? He trusted me completely. That trust ended on a Tuesday afternoon 6 months ago. Knox was supposed to be in Frankfurt until Thursday. Weather delay. Flight cancelled. He came home early. I was at Preston's apartment. It was 2 p.m. We thought we had hours. We were in bed when I heard the key turn in the lock. Preston lived in a building where Knox had a spare key from helping him move in. The bedroom door was open. Knox walked in and saw everything. I'll never forget his face. I expected anger. Yelling. Something explosive. But there was nothing. His expression just emptied. Like someone had turned off a switch behind his eyes. Preston shot up, started stammering something. I froze. Knox looked at both of us for maybe 5 seconds. Then he turned around and walked out. No words. No fight. Just footsteps, the front door closing, and silence. Preston started panicking, asking what we should do. I couldn't move. I kept waiting for Knox to come back, to scream, to demand answers. He never did. Knox didn't call that day. Didn't text. When I finally went back to our apartment that night, my key still worked, but the place felt wrong. His closet was empty. His toiletries were gone. On the kitchen counter, I found a printed confirmation. Wedding venue cancellation. My phone buzzed. One text from a number I didn't recognize but knew was him. Don't contact me. Ever. That was it. 4 years together, and I got 6 words. Then nothing but silence. The first week was a blur of unanswered calls and blocked numbers. I tried everything. Called Knox's phone, went straight to voicemail, then disconnected entirely. Messaged him on every platform, blocked. Even tried emailing. Nothing. I drove to the airline's crew lounge. Security wouldn't let me pass the desk. His supervisor told me Knox had submitted his resignation. Effective immediately, he'd erased me like I'd never existed. Our mutual friends went silent. A few texted asking if I was okay, but when I tried to explain, they'd leave me on read. One friend, his roommate from college, sent a single message. He told us what you did. Don't contact any of us. I wasn't just losing Knox. I was losing everything attached to him. Preston stopped answering my calls too. Can't say I blamed him. We'd barely spoken since Knox walked in. What was there to say? 2 weeks after everything fell apart, Knox's mom called. Sweetheart, what happened? Knox won't talk to us. He just said to ask you. My stomach dropped. Part of me wanted to lie, to soften it somehow. But I was so tired. I need to tell you in person, I said. Sunday dinner at their house felt surreal. Knox's dad answered the door, his usual warm smile strained. His mom had set out coffee and cookies like this was a normal visit. It wasn't. I sat on their couch, the same one where Knox and I had watched football games, where we'd announced our engagement. Now I was about to blow their family apart. I had an affair, I said. No preamble. Knox caught me. There's no excuse for what I did. His mother's hand went to her mouth. His father's face hardened. With who? He asked. I hesitated. This was the moment I could have lied, could have said it was some stranger. But the truth would come out eventually. Preston. The silence was crushing. Then his mother started crying. Not quiet tears, full, body-shaking sobs. Preston? His father stood up, pacing. His own brother? How could he? He stopped, looked at me. How could both of you? I'm sorry, I whispered. We're both responsible. It wasn't just him, it wasn't just me. We both made the choice, but his mother kept circling back. Preston knows better. Family is everything to us. How could he betray Knox like this?
Mom, I tried to interject, to emphasize that I'd been equally guilty.
Did he pursue you? She asked suddenly. Did he make advances? No, it wasn't like that. Because Preston's always been reckless, his father cut in. Always chasing thrills without thinking about consequences. But his own brother's fiancée? I sat there, watching them process it, and realized with growing discomfort that their anger was tilting toward Preston. Heavily. We're both to blame, I said again, more firmly. I was engaged to Knox. I broke that trust. Preston didn't force me into anything. His mother hugged me then. Actually hugged me. You made a terrible mistake, she said. But what Preston did? That's a different kind of betrayal. I felt sick. Preston called me that night, voice shaking with rage. What did you tell them? The truth. That we had an affair. They think this was all me. My dad said I seduced you. My own father. I told them we were both responsible. Not hard enough. They're not even talking to me. Do you understand that? My own parents won't take my calls. Guilt twisted in my chest. Preston, I'm sorry. I tried too. You didn't try hard enough. You're letting me take the fall because it's easier for you. He wasn't wrong. They're adults, I said weakly. I can't control how they react. You could fight harder. You could tell them the truth, that you wanted this as much as I did. But you won't, because then you'd actually have to face what you did. He hung up. Thanksgiving came and went. Preston wasn't invited. Knox didn't show either. I declined the invitation out of shame, but the message was clear. Preston was the one getting shut out. Christmas was cancelled entirely. Too raw, his mother said. Preston's texts got more desperate over the following weeks. Then angry. Then they stopped altogether. I heard through friends he was drinking heavily. That his girlfriend had left him. That his gym was considering letting him go. I told myself it wasn't my responsibility. He was an adult. He'd bounce back. 3 months passed. I dated casually. Tried to rebuild. The apartment still had Knox's name on the lease, but he'd paid it through the end without a word. I was starting to think I might actually move on. Then I missed my period. Then another. I stared at the pregnancy test in my bathroom. 2 pink lines glaring back at me. My mind raced through the timeline. Knox and I slept once the week before he caught us. But Preston and I had been together multiple times that same week. I genuinely didn't know whose baby I was carrying. And Preston had stopped answering my calls months ago. I spent 3 days staring at that positive test before reality set in. I was pregnant. Alone. And completely screwed. My wedding photography business was barely paying rent. I had maybe $2,000 in savings. My parents and I hadn't spoken since they'd heard about the affair from Knox's family. They'd made it clear I was on my own. I needed help. I needed stability. I needed Knox. Preston was a dead end. He'd blocked my number after our last fight. Even if I could reach him, what could he offer? He was a personal trainer living paycheck to paycheck, barely holding his life together after his family cut him off. But Knox? Knox was different. Stable career. Savings. A sense of responsibility that ran bone deep. I did the math over and over. Knox and I made love once, maybe 4 weeks before he caught us. Preston and I had been together at least 3 times that same week. The odds weren't great, but they weren't impossible either. I convinced myself it was probably Knox's. Had to be. The timing could work, and even if it wasn't, well, he wouldn't know that without a test, would he? Finding Knox took 2 weeks of detective work. His old airline wouldn't give me information. His friends wouldn't return my calls. His family sure as hell wasn't going to help. But I remembered Knox mentioning a pilot buddy named Willis, someone he'd trained with years ago. I found Willis on social media, sent a message pretending I needed to send Knox some of his belongings. Willis was kind enough, or stupid enough, to mention that Knox had taken a job at a smaller regional airline based 4 hours north. Public records did the rest. New apartment lease under his name in a mid-sized city I'd never heard of. I made the drive on a Saturday, rehearsing what I'd say the entire way. His apartment complex was generic. Beige siding, numbered buildings, the kind of place people live when they're starting over. I found his unit. Second floor. Stood outside the door for a full minute before knocking. The door opened. Knox stood there in sweatpants and a t-shirt, and for a split second, his face showed surprise. Then it hardened into something unreadable. "What are you doing here?" My rehearsed speech evaporated. "I'm pregnant." He stared at me. Didn't move. Didn't speak. "It's yours," I added. "I need help." Knox stepped aside, gesturing me in. The apartment was sparse. Couch, TV, minimal furniture. No photos on the walls. Nothing personal. Like he was living in a waiting room. He offered me water, which I declined. We sat across from each other, him in a chair, me on the edge of the couch. "How far along?" His voice was completely neutral. "About 12 weeks. When did you conceive?" I stumbled. I'm not sure exactly. Early October, maybe?" Knox pulled out his phone, scrolled through something. His old calendar, probably. We slept together once in early October. Right before my Frankfurt trip. He looked up at me. "You were with Preston regularly during that time." "It was only a few times." "How many times that week?" I couldn't answer. Knox set his phone down. "Here's what's going to happen. If this baby is mine, I'll handle my responsibility. Full financial support. Co-parenting arrangement. Everything legal and proper." Hope flickered in my chest. "But," he continued, "I need proof. Paternity test. Non-negotiable." "Knox, I'm telling you. I don't believe you." His eyes were cold. "You've lied about everything else. Why would I trust you now?" The words hit like a slap. "There are prenatal paternity tests," he said. "Safe for the baby. We can do it now, before birth. You schedule it, send me the details, I'll meet you there, and if it's yours, then I'll do right by my child. But there won't be an us. No relationship. No reconciliation. Just legal obligations and co-parenting. That's it." I felt tears starting. "Knox, please. Don't." He stood up. "Don't cry. Don't manipulate. Just schedule the test and send me the appointment information." As I walked to the door, I noticed a woman's jacket hanging on the coat rack. Navy blue, definitely not Knox's. He caught me looking. "I've moved on," he said simply. "You should too." I drove home in a daze, barely remembering the route. That night, I researched prenatal DNA testing, found a clinic, and scheduled an appointment for the following week. I typed Knox's email into the recipient field, double-checked the appointment details, and hit send. My phone buzzed 10 minutes later. A text from Preston's old number, one I thought was blocked. "You've been talking to Knox? You're pregnant?" My stomach dropped. I opened my sent emails with shaking hands. CC, Preston's email address. I'd accidentally copied him on the appointment. Preston called immediately. I answered. "You've been in contact with Knox this whole time?" His voice was shaking. "After you let my family destroy me? After everything?" "Preston, it was a mistake, A mistake? You're trying to trap Knox with a baby that might not even be his. And you CC'd me like I'm part of this?" "I wasn't trying to trap. Save it. Knox is going to find out about this. I'm calling him right now." "Preston, please don't." The line went dead. 2 days later, Knox texted me. "Preston called. Said you CC'd him on the appointment email. Were you planning to tell me you're still in contact with him?" I stared at Knox's text, my mind scrambling for the right response. It was an accident. I haven't talked to Preston in months. The email autofilled his address. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then appeared again. "Don't lie to me anymore. I'm done with that." My hands were shaking as I typed. "I'm not lying. Check the email, it's addressed to you. Preston was just CC'd by mistake." The response came 5 minutes later. "I'll still meet you for the test. But if you've lied about anything else, I will make sure everyone knows exactly who you are." I tried calling Preston 6 times over the next 2 days. Every call went straight to voicemail. He'd blocked me again. I left one message: "Please don't tell Knox anything else. The CC was an accident. I'm sorry." He never responded. The appointment was set for Thursday at 2 p.m. I barely slept the night before, running through scenarios. What if the test took weeks? What if Knox refused to wait? What if... No. I had to stay focused. The test would prove it was his. It had to be his. It had to. The clinic was sterile and quiet. I arrived 15 minutes early, checked in, and sat in the waiting room flipping through a magazine without reading a single word. Knox walked in at exactly 2 p.m. Not a minute early. Not a minute late. He nodded at me, a curt acknowledgement, and approached the reception desk. I heard him give his name, confirm the appointment. His voice was steady, businesslike. We were called back together. The technician explained the process: cheek swabs, simple and non-invasive. Results in 5 to 7 business days. Knox sat in the chair across from me, watching as the technician swabbed the inside of my cheek, then his. "We'll email you both when the results are ready," the technician said cheerfully, oblivious to the tension. Knox nodded. "Send them to me first. I'll forward them as needed." The technician looked confused but agreed. We walked out in silence. I followed Knox to the parking lot, my heart pounding. "Knox, wait." He stopped, turned to face me. His expression was neutral. "I know you're angry," I started. "I know I don't deserve anything from you. But I'm scared. I don't have anyone. That's not my problem." The words were delivered without malice. Just fact. "If this baby is mine," he continued, "you'll have my financial support. My lawyer will contact you to set up an agreement. But don't expect more than that. I'm not asking for us to get back together," I lied. I need to know you won't abandon your child." "I won't abandon my child," Knox said. "If it's mine. That's why we're doing this test." He started walking toward his car. "Knox." I called after him. He stopped but didn't turn around. "I'm sorry. For everything." His shoulders tensed. For a moment, I thought he might say something. Then he got in his car and drove away. The next 5 days were torture. I googled prenatal paternity test accuracy at least 50 times. Checked my email obsessively. Calculated and recalculated the timing of conception. Knox and I had slept once. Preston and I had slept 3, maybe 4 times that week. And then there was. I pushed the thought away. There'd been a guy from a dating app. Early October. One night. I'd forgotten about him until now. No. It couldn't be his. The timing didn't match up, did it? By day 6, I was a wreck. Hadn't slept. Barely eaten. Just stared at my phone, waiting. The email notification came at 11:48 a.m. Prenatal paternity test results available. My finger hovered over the link. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. I clicked. The PDF loaded slowly. Too slowly. Then I saw it. Alleged father, Knox Reeves. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. Conclusion, Knox Reeves is excluded as the biological father. I couldn't breathe. My phone buzzed. A text from Knox. "Check your email." All of it. My hands were shaking as I opened my inbox. 47 unread messages. The first one was from Knox's mother. Subject line, "The truth about you." I clicked it, and my entire world collapsed. Knox had sent the DNA results to everyone. Not just his family. Not just my family. Everyone. His parents. His siblings. My parents. My siblings. Mutual friends. Even some of my professional contacts, people who'd booked me for weddings. The email was clinical. Factual. Devastating. Subject, "The truth about my name." He'd laid out a timeline. Screenshots of my texts claiming I was pregnant with his baby. The appointment email where I'd CC'd Preston, proving we'd been in contact. And attached, the DNA results showing 0.00% probability. His closing statement was short. "I'm sharing this so no one else gets manipulated by her lies. She turned my family against my brother for an affair we were both part of. She tried to trap me with a pregnancy that isn't mine. She's lied about everything. This is who she is. Believe her actions, not her words." My phone started ringing immediately. My mother called first. "Tell me this isn't real." Her voice was shaking. "Mom, I can explain." "Explain what?" "That you lied about whose baby you're carrying? That you tried to trick Knox into raising someone else's child?" "I didn't know it wasn't his. I thought." "You thought? Or you hoped?" "Because there's a difference." I couldn't answer. "Don't call me," she said. "Not until you figure out who you are and why you'd do something this cruel." She hung up. Knox's mother was next. I didn't answer. Her voicemail was worse than the conversation would have been. "We destroyed our relationship with Preston because of you. We blamed him. We cut him out of holidays. And you let us. You let us think he was the villain when you were lying the entire time. I will never forgive you for what you've done to this family." My phone kept buzzing. Texts from friends, former friends. "I can't believe you'd do this. Knox dodged a bullet. Don't ever contact me again." My business page started getting reviews. Not about my photography. About my character. Hired her for my wedding. After learning what kind of person she is, I'm glad I canceled. I tried responding, tried explaining. Every comment I left got ratioed, mocked, screenshot, and shared. Then Preston texted me. Vera left me. Vera. His girlfriend. The one he'd started dating after everything fell apart. She saw Knox's email. Thinks I knew about the pregnancy. That I was hiding it from her. My stomach twisted. Preston, I'm so sorry. My gym fired me. Conduct unbecoming. One of the members saw the email, complained to management about my morals. I'm unemployed. I didn't mean for any of this. You never mean for anything. But it keeps happening. Knox warned me, you know. Months ago, before he disappeared. He told me you'd destroy everyone close to you. That you'd manipulate and lie until there was nothing left. What are you talking about? He called me. Once. Right after he caught us. Said, get away from her before she ruins your life too. I thought he was just angry. Bitter. Preston's next message came through slowly, like he was choosing each word carefully. He was right. You ruin everything you touch. And I was stupid enough to let you. I tried damage control. Posted a long explanation on social media about how the situation was complicated, how Knox was being vindictive, how I'd made mistakes but didn't deserve public humiliation. The comments were brutal. Playing victim after trying to baby trap someone? Bold strategy. You let his family destroy his brother. You're getting what you deserve. Delete your account. I deleted the post after an hour. I tried calling Knox. Number disconnected. Tried reaching out to his parents. Blocked on everything. I even looked into legal options, defamation, harassment, something. But the lawyer I consulted took one look at the email and shook his head. He only shared facts. DNA results, screenshots of your own messages. Truth is an absolute defense. You don't have a case. 3 weeks passed. The call stopped. The messages stopped. Not because people forgave me, because they'd forgotten about me. I was alone in the apartment, 16 weeks pregnant with a baby whose father was probably some guy I'd met on a dating app. A guy whose last name I didn't remember. My business was dead. No new bookings. No one wanted a wedding photographer they couldn't trust. My parents agreed to minimal contact for the baby's sake, but the warmth was gone. Every conversation was strained, obligatory. I'd destroyed everything. And Knox? I'd heard through someone who'd heard from someone else that he was doing fine. Better than fine. A letter arrived Thursday afternoon. Heavy paper. Law office return address. Inside, documentation that Knox had paid the remaining 6 months on the apartment lease, ending exactly on what would have been our wedding date. After that, I was on my own. Also included, a restraining order petition, ready to be filed if I attempted contact. And at the bottom, a handwritten note in Knox's precise script. You're not the victim. You never were. Every choice was yours. Now live with them. Below it, a PS. I'm engaged. We're happy. Don't try to find me. I read it 3 times before it sank in. He'd moved on. Built a new life. Found someone who didn't destroy everything she touched. And I was sitting in an apartment he was paying for, pregnant with a stranger's baby, with no family, no friends, no future. He hadn't destroyed me. I'd done that myself. He just stopped letting me do it to him. 3 weeks after Knox's letter, his lease payment ran out. I moved to a studio apartment across town. Smaller. Cheaper. The kind of place with thin walls and flickering hallway lights. I could barely afford it on what I was making from the few photography gigs I could still get, mostly corporate headshots, nothing that required people to trust me. I was 20 weeks pregnant. The baby kicked for the first time on a Tuesday night while I was heating up ramen. I cried. Not from joy. From the overwhelming realization that this was my life now. I'd tracked down the guy from the dating app. Took me 2 weeks of scrolling through my phone history and old messages. His name was Trevor. We'd met once, early October, at his place. I deleted his number the next day. I sent him a message explaining the situation. He responded 3 days later, get a paternity test. If it's mine, I'll pay court-ordered support. That's it. Don't contact me otherwise. The test confirmed it. Trevor's baby. A one-night stand I'd barely remembered was now tied to me for 18 years. He paid the minimum the court required. Nothing more. We'd never spoken since. I heard about Preston through social media. Not directly, he'd blocked me everywhere, but through mutual connections I still had access to. He'd moved 2 states away. Found work at a different gym. His family had apologized to him, apparently. Publicly. Knox's email had made it clear that Preston had been scapegoated, that I'd let him take the fall. Preston was slowly rebuilding things with them. Sunday dinners were back on, according to a photo his mother posted. Preston was in it, smiling carefully, like someone who'd been hurt but was trying to heal. He'd started dating someone new. A teacher. She looked kind in the photos. He looked lighter. Free. I was happy for him. In the way you can be happy for someone you've destroyed when they manage to survive you. Knox was harder to track, but I found him anyway. I'm not proud of it. I created a fake account, generic name, stock photo, and searched for him. Found him through tagged photos from his pilot friends. He'd gotten engaged 5 months after our paternity test. To a flight attendant named Whitney. Blonde, beautiful, always smiling in photos. They looked happy. Actually happy. Not the comfortable but distant happiness Knox and I had shared. They were getting married in 2 months. Small destination wedding. Just close friends and family. In one photo, Knox was laughing, head thrown back, completely unguarded. I'd never seen him laugh like that with me. He'd built a new life from scratch. New city. New job. New love. New everything, and I wasn't part of any of it. My parents came to visit when I was 7 months pregnant. They brought baby supplies. A crib. Some clothes. My mother hugged me, but it felt obligatory. Distant. We'll help with the baby, she said. But things can't go back to how they were. You understand that, right? I nodded. My father barely looked at me the entire visit. The baby came on a cold morning in early spring. A boy. Healthy. 7 pounds, 3 ounces. Trevor sent flowers with a card. Congratulations. My lawyer will be in touch about the custody arrangement. No visit. No call. Just flowers and legal documentation. I named the baby on my own. No family in the waiting room. No partner holding my hand. Just me and a nurse who kept asking if someone was coming. No one came. My son is 4 months old now. I love him in a way that feels almost painful. He didn't ask for any of this. Didn't ask for a mother who destroyed her own life before he was even born. Sometimes I wonder what I would tell him when he's old enough to ask. How do you explain to your child that you're the villain in your own story? Last week, my mother showed me something. A wedding invitation that had arrived at her house. Knox and Whitney's wedding. Not an invitation for me, an invitation for my parents. Inside was a handwritten note. Thank you for reaching out last year. I know the situation was complicated, and I appreciate you trying to make amends. I forgive you for believing her. I hope you found peace. Knox. He'd made peace with my parents. Not for my sake. For his own closure. Even in that, he was moving forward while I stayed stuck. I'm writing this from my studio apartment. My son is asleep in his crib next to my bed. I can hear my neighbor's TV through the wall. This is my life now. Single mother. Estranged from most of my family. No career to speak of. Living paycheck to paycheck. Knox didn't destroy me with his email. He just showed everyone who I already was. Someone who lies. Someone who manipulates. Someone who lets other people take the blame for her choices. Preston rebuilt his life. Knox built a new one. My parents are trying to forgive me. Even Trevor is doing his minimal part. Everyone has moved forward except me. Because I'm the only one who keeps looking back, wondering if I can fix what I broke. I can't. Knox isn't coming back. Preston isn't coming back. The life I had is gone. And it's gone because I destroyed it with my own hands. My son deserves better than the person I've been. Maybe that's where I start. Not with grand redemptions or apologies no one wants. Just with being better for him. But I need to be honest about one thing, the thing I've avoided this entire time. I didn't just mess up. I wasn't just selfish, I was cruel. Deliberately. To people who loved me. And Knox's final lesson, the one that will haunt me forever, is this. No one saves the villain, not even herself. Update, I know some of you will ask if Knox ever reached out, or if Preston forgave me, or if there's more to the story. There isn't. This is it. This is what happens when you destroy everything and expect someone else to fix it. They don't. They move on. And you're left standing in the ruins you created, finally understanding that you were never the victim. Knox married Whitney last month. I saw the photos my parents showed me. He looked free. That's the last update you'll get. Because that's the last update there is. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.